Hello children, welcome back to Uma Talks, and finally we have come to the last poetry, okay, that is poetry number 6 from Flamingo, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, okay. So Aunt Jennifer's Tigers by Adrienne Rich. Now children, before we begin with this particular poetry, I would like to tell you that with this poetry, I've covered complete vistas and will come to the end of the Flamingo also. But don't stop watching. I'll be making more and more videos which are useful for you, okay. And till your exams, some important videos will keep coming, so keep watching, okay. And whenever you find any problem, you can go through the videos, watch it, and if you have any doubts, you can just pen down in the comment section. I'm always there to answer for you, okay. So do keep liking the videos and share it with your friends. All those who are there in 12th, wherever they are, you can share it with your friends, okay. And do like, share, and as I told you, ask your friends to subscribe it, okay. So thank you, and let's begin with the poetry. So Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, Adrienne Rich is the poet, okay. So first little about the poet. So this poet, okay, addresses the constraints of married life, okay. The poet Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, the particular poetry, it addresses about the married life. And this Adrienne Rich, okay, she was born in May 16, 1929, okay, and her life tenure is up till March 27, 2012. She was born in Baltimore and she's an American poet, okay. Essays also she has written quite many, and she's a feminist who supports, you can say, females activities, okay, and known as one of the most widely read and influential poets of the second half of 20th century, okay. And was credited, she is credited for bringing the oppression of women, okay, the depression of women, you can say, the way the ladies are oppressed in the society, okay. She has written quite many about that, and she has published about 25 volumes of poetries, okay, 3 collections of essays, and more than half a dozen other writings. So this particular poetry, you can say, on Jennifer's Tigers, okay, this is on the focused on married life, the constraints, the restrictions on married life, okay, that a lady in all the houses experience. So Aunt Jennifer represents women all over the world, as I told you, particularly the women in America, because she's an American poet. So the structure, the landscape, you can say, she's taken for America. So during 1950s, she represents the kind of women who are caught under the oppressive hand of a patriarchal society. Okay, the husbands play a very important role, the ladies will be there in the house, so that sort of. The poet, okay, through the simple lines of the poem, delineates, tries to express a woman's struggle with expression and rebellion, how she rebels also, okay. And the 3 constraints, that is 4-line stanza, expose the desolating effects of patriarchy. What is the effect of patriarchy? In the first stanza, the poet introduces us to Aunt Jennifer's dreams, and second stanza, we are introduced to the reality of Aunt Jennifer's world, and third is a narrative of the future, okay. So this is little sideline of the particular Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, okay. And next, let me talk about the poetic devices, as we have been doing it, okay. So what is the ain in this particular poem, okay, that this will always be the problem in all the societies. It is like that suppressions or oppressions on women in the society, that continues, and it is ironical that Aunt Jennifer's creations will continue to prance freely when she continues to be chained by the woes of life, okay. Even if the problems in the life, till we ladies don't get awakened, okay, we will continue to be in the same situation. Alliterations, fingers fluttering, okay, the repeated I sounds in finger fluttering, that is there. Prancing, proud, P-R-A-N-C-I, okay, chivalric, certainty, and weight of uncle's wedding, these are all alliterations, okay. Come to metaphor. Metaphor is ringed with ordeals, O-R-D-E-A-L-S, and transferred epithet is terrific fingers. Come to imagery. Imagery is Aunt Jennifer's Tigers prance across a screen, that is imagery. Okay, Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool, that is also imagery. And symbols, again, when we talk about the tiger over in here in this particular poetry is a symbol of fear and terror. Then bright topaz symbolizes yellowish brown color of the tiger's skin. Okay, then fluttering wool is extensive oppression of women. Uncle's wedding band, okay, suppression of women in matrimony. So these are the symbols in the poetry. Three more. Aunt Jennifer, a victim of male oppression. Embroidery, symbol of creative expression. And ringed with ordeals, it is used by Adrian to express the struggles of the spirit, racial and religious injustice and oppression that the women suffer but never express or complain. That is the quality of women. Okay. Then visual imagery is bright topaz denizens and world of green. Personification, when we talk about, it is the pace and sleek chivalric certainty and the tigers in the panel that she made. So these are personifications. Okay, so with this it is we've done this poetic devices. Now let's talk about the summary. So in this feminist poem, this is a feminist poem which is critical to the male world. Okay, Aunt Jennifer creates an alternate world of freedom in her art. Okay, the drawings, the carvings, the artistic work which she makes, in that she expresses how she is crazy for freedom. Okay, how she longs for freedom. That is what. The tigers of Aunt Jennifer's stitchings are representative of her desire of free spirit. Okay, she has stitched tigers, so they represent her desire of free spirit, emphasizing the fact that she longs, she pines for freedom from her burdensome husband. The first stanza opens with Aunt Jennifer's visual tapestry of tigers which are fearless of their environment. Okay, bright topaz denizens of world of green evoke an image that these tigers are unafraid of other beings in the jungle. Okay, the bright signifies their powerful and radiant persona, that is personalities. There is a sense of certainty and confidence in the way these tigers move, as can be seen in the line. They pace in sleek, chivalric certainty. Okay. In the second stanza, the reality of Aunt Jennifer is revealed, that she is feeble. Feeble is weak. Okay. And enslaved, is just like a slave for her husband. Very much the opposite of the tiger she was knitting. She was knitting a tiger. Tiger is brave and chivalric, but she is feeble. So both the characters are opposite to each other. Okay. Her physical and mental trauma is depicted in the line. Find even the ironing needle hard to pull. Even though a wedding ring doesn't weigh much, the massive weight of uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So marriage signifies the ring which we have. So this ring, the weight of the ring is not much. The band, but it signifies the weight of the marriage. That is quite much on Aunt Jennifer. Okay, so that signifies the amount of dominance her husband has experienced over her. Okay, and this also means that her inner free spirit has been jailed by the patriarchal society. And the last stanza starts on a creepy note that about Aunt Jennifer's death. Even her death would not free her from the ordeals she went through, which can be seen in When Aunt is Dead. Okay, her terrified hands will be still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. But her work, which was her escape route, or in a way, her inner sense of freedom, will stay forever proud and unafraid. So children, what does it say? That even after her death, she will not be free of the oppressions of her husband. Okay, oppressions, O-P-R-E-S-S-I-O-N. Okay, oppressions of her husband. It means even when she dies, she has the finger. Okay, the ring which was given to her, which was put to her by her husband, signifying the marriage, she is going to die with her. Okay, so that is going to continue with her even after marriage. She is not going to be relieved, she is not going to be free after that. But the work which she has done, the tigers which she has, so she'll be remembered for that and she'll be free in her artistic work. So this is what the poet has tried to say. Okay, thank you all for watching. Thank you very much. Do keep liking, keep watching, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Okay, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you, children. God bless.